Well, hello everybody, this is Darren from Treasure Life Family Farms, and today we're watering some of the trees and the bushes around here. I've got a hose that doesn't have one of these on it right now, and I thought I had one, and turns out I do. So I'll clip the zip ties on this. We'll go put it on a hose and water some bushes. I'll show you my other project I got too. I've got a thing on the front of the tractor that I'm using to water some of the trees too. I'll show you that. Alright, I got that thing unboxed from the package, and then this, it's a quick coupler tip that's, I believe it's called the Yardworks. It's a Menards brand, I believe, and so I put that on the end of here. I've got my hose on over the faucet. Let me let the air out of it here. Alright, that's pretty good. So I'm just going to trim that back to a slower flow. Oh, too much. And I'm just going to let that sit here and run on this bush. And, you know, half an hour or something, 20 minutes. We'll see how long we get on that. But that will sit here and soak up this ground. And then I'll move it over to the other bush over here. In the meantime, out there is our Kubota tractor. You can see where we dug this water line this summer. Yeah, the ground's all kind of cracking up from we've been dry for a while. I don't see any real rain in the forecast anytime soon, so kind of don't like our big trees getting stressed out quite like that. Look at these cracks. I could stick my whole hand down this thing here. This is the cut flower project. That's going to be really awesome. Oh, my alarm's going off here. Hold on. That's going to be really awesome when we have this whole garden under flowers like this. This year she's been doing a lot of learning how to get them germinated, because the seeds on these things are like dust, and so she's been learning a lot about getting them germinated. We've been working with different configurations in the basement for germination chamber. This ground is just powder, and you know, some of these places I could drop my phone down the hole here. I know it's kind of hard to see to tell how big that crack really is, but that's what we're dealing with. The other thing we're dealing with is when the kids were doing this project last time, they didn't close the valve, and then of course I didn't notice it, so I've got a lot of water on the ground here. So what we got here is a tote, and now this grass got watered. Let's see. So yeah, I got a tote. I got it cleaned out, and right here's the 75-gallon line, 125 and 125. So basically, we're saying, you know, just a little above that bar, the second bar up, and then we're full. And then when I go dump it. Right now I'm putting a full tote, or not a full tote, but a full 125-gallon load on the big maples. For the lilacs and other small things, we just sit there long enough to give them 3, maybe 5 gallons. I don't know how much I showed you about this when we dug the water line in earlier. I think there's a video about that. We built it like this. The main water source is coming up here. And then I've got 4 chances to go somewhere with it. This one here is watering the flower rows, and it goes all the way out, so we can do like 5 more on it. This one goes over to basically the other side of the garden where there's another post over there. I can turn on the water for the pumpkins, watermelons, cantaloupes, and we've also been watering inside of this hoop frame where we've got some buckwheat that we mowed down, so we're not watering that anymore. And then it does continue on and goes over to the pigs in the little run-in shed over there. So all the water is kind of coming through here for a lot of stuff right now. This one here is going over into our tank, and it blows through there pretty good. We've got really good pressure out here, so I'm actually impressed with how this went. We're about 175 feet from where we come out of the house with this. In the house, it's 3/4 inch line, and just outside the house we go to 1 inch, and then that 1 inch carries all the way out here, and everything out here is 1 inch, right down to wherever we get to putting the valves on. And it's got lots of good pressure. Even over at the pigs we got good pressure on that blaster hose, so pretty good. This is getting about filled up, and I suppose I've had you looking into the sun long enough. I set a timer for about 11 minutes, which is about enough to fill it up, and then emptying it can take, I don't know, 5 minutes with it wide open, and longer with it running slower. I don't want the water to come out of here and run down the hill. Well, we don't have any hills, but run away from the tree. So I do make an effort to run it slow enough to soak in rather than run away. And this really is about where we want to be, and that's our 125 mark. Other thing I want to show is that I stuck a 2x4 on the skid down here on the one side, so once we empty out, we it empties out faster. It doesn't end up with a big flat bottom thing. In here, similar setup to what we just had on the other plant. I can turn this off, and then the bungee cord helps it not fly out of the hole. Whoops. Sorry about that. Almost watered myself there. Just dangle this over the tree here, and we're ready to go. So we'll go put this on one of the maples out in front, I think is the plan. We've got 3 of them done, 3 to go, I think, out there. Considered front wheel assist or 4-wheel drive or whatever it is. It was out of that, just in rear wheel drive, and I couldn't go anywhere. It was very light on the back. 125 gallons. I'm probably less than that just because the angle of the Tote itself with that 2x4 under there. But that's still around 1,000 pounds, and 1,000 pounds of it is all the way up against the front of the pallet fork, closest to the tractor would be a lot better off than 1,000 pounds is hanging mostly or halfway out there. So, I think this tractor will lift 1,300, 1,400 pounds. Again, closer to the tractor, the better off that'll work, but at some point, it's just too light in the back. So I don't go that heavy. I don't max it out on purpose. And then I don't drive very fast to where we're going. I don't want to break up the planetaries in the front or any of the cast parts that are hauling all this weight around. So we drive fairly slow. We just kind of idle it on over to the tree. And night. We usually feed them in the evening, and then they have enough feed that lasts them through till sometime, I would say mid-morning. They probably kind of run it out. We try to give them a bucket of scrap and, you know, kitchen waste and things like that. Sometimes mid-morning or early afternoon if we can get it, depending on what we have laying around. And then that gives them a little something to hold them over till the evening when the grain comes back. Curl that up a little bit, go up just another couple inches. We drug on that gravel back there. Alright, off to the tree we go. Give these guys a little. Hung up on a shifter there. That would have been awesome. Fall off the tractor while I'm taking a video. Alright, so this little valve here, I'm going to crack it wide open just to start us out. I don't know how much that'll run away or not, but looks like it's going to run away some. And so I'm going to probably just slow this down a little bit and let it all have a chance to drill a hole in the ground that we don't need. No, it should soak in and absorb a little better, a little slower. That'll be fine. And we just go in circles, do this over and over and over again. So I'll probably let you go here, and we'll just keep doing this. We'll move our hose after we're filling this up again on that little bush, and we'll get all the trees watered up. And usually if I'm watering trees, that means it'll actually rain, because, you know, if you don't water the trees, it won't rain. You know, it's kind of like washing your car and sticking it outside, or putting hay down on the ground. Those kinds of things tend to make it rain, so maybe this will work. Thanks for watching.